Hey guys, Chris, Ironhead Garage. Well, I got those axles out, the backing plates all off. You guys see me battle this damn axle last time? Yeah, the other one came out pretty easy. But I got the jackpot out of there. Got the housing all cleaned up. It was pretty nasty in there. So I took my center section over to my buddy John's house, who built my Oldsmobile rear end for my 55 Chevy. And he looked this intersection all over for me. Actually, I have an extra one of these too. But this one's pretty good. The teeth are all good in it. It was just a little cruddy. So I squirted it all out with a bunch of carb cleaner and tilted it and let it all drain out. Oh, when I was up there, he's building a 48 Anglia gasser. It's totally 60s panel paint job. I mean, it's one badass ride. He just got his blowing small block Chevy running for it on an engine stand. She's bad to the bone. I'll put a little clip in right now. Let you guys check it out. She's pretty wicked. Hold on. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, so that motor's pretty cool. You guys would probably think so too. I figured you guys would like to see that. But hopefully I'll show that car in time. He'll get it running this winter. And I'll be able to video it down at the parking lot or something to show you boys that car. She's bad to the bone. So anyway, I'm going to squirt a whole bunch of gear oil in that center section. Get it to spin real nice and lube the bearings all up. And I got there's my old drive line. I got a seal for it, a gasket for it, and I got new wheel cylinders. These are only like 15 bucks from O'Reilly, so I figure I'm just going to throw some new wheel cylinders in there. I got one backing plate gasket, one's on order, and I got new wheel bearings coming. I think they're national bearing. For these guys down here, I'm going to have to cut these off like I did before on my other 55 Chevy axles. You guys seen me do that. You just cut it with a cutting wheel, about 1/8 of an inch. Get a cold chisel and just pop it. And do the same with the retainer on here, and they'll slide up. And then you got to press that new bearing on. I have to go to one of my buddy's house and do that. I don't have a big tall press. There's that drive line that came out of it. She's a little crusty, but it's still sound. I need to wire wheel all this. I got this, my old Southwest Speed drive line. I thought, man, maybe that's the right length. But no, it's no good. But this drive line, I thought I could use the yoke from it because this is a brand new yoke. This one's a little crusty there. It's nice and smooth there. The seal didn't leak, so. But this is 1310. U-joint, and these are 1350, so these are a lot stronger like in my 55. So I'll just have to get some memory cloth and clean that yoke up. It should be fine. It wasn't leaking. And then down here is a conversion U-joint, 1350 to 1310 to go to that 57 center section. And these U-joints, they feel pretty good. I pulled them apart. They're not loose. I'm going to clean them up and pump a bunch of new grease in them instead of buying new ones. I'm sure they're fine. No use of wasting money. But too bad that Southwest Speed drive shaft wouldn't work. It's a couple inches too long. So, it is what it is. Maybe one day it'll work. So I got a bunch of brake line from doing my 55. I think I got 13 feet on one. 12 feet on the other one, and I got all the flare nuts I need to build any line. So I'm gonna get underneath here and get this old brake line off of here, off the ass end, and rebuild that one. Dripping brake fluid right now. and try to get that that rubber one on done. Hopefully I can save that line there that goes to the master cylinder. If not, I'll have to rebuild it, but that rubber line is kind of cracked up. And then that union right there, that T, I'm gonna save that. I got one side unloose. I got to unloosen the other side. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. We'll get underneath this pig and keep going on her. Somebody's got to build it. Nobody else is going to if I ever want to drive it. All right, guys. I'll be back. Well, I went and got a new rear brake line. See this guy here? This is the old one. It's pretty stiff. Has a gash in it right there. That wouldn't be very good. Blow that little old brake line out going down the road. So it's garbage. So I got the new brake line on. Right there. Got the clamps in it. Got the clamps in there. I might build that one piece of line that goes from here about to the middle of the cab. It goes to a T where it tees off from the master cylinder into the front and comes back here to the rear. I got the pumpkin or the housing, pumpkin housing, all cleaned out. All the way down to San Jose. So that's cool. Zoom you back out here. There we go. And I got the center section all nice and oiled up. So that's cool there. Spun it a bunch of times. Got a bunch of oil all in there. Cover that baby back up. So I've been working on these backing plates a little bit so I can put my new wheel cylinders in there and build them rear lines each way from the center of the rear end. But here, you see your brake shoes hook on that stud there with the springs, wheel cylinder, and you're supposed to put anti-seize on these little flat spots here so your brake so it don't rust up and don't gow up your backing plates. But this one here, you see, got a couple little grooves. So it's a little rough. A couple of them aren't bad. This one's got a sharp little lip on it there, and your brake shoes will hang up on that. And this one over here is the same way. It's got a couple grooves there and a groove there. So what you want to do if you get these out and you got them little grooves on there and they're not smooth, just get you a flapper disc. This is about an 1/8 inch thick, so you can take a little bit of meat off and smooth these out a little bit. Don't belly them out, but just get them sharp ridges off there, and then your brake shoes will move nice and smooth and won't hang up. So I'm gonna do that and wire wheel these up. Wire wheel the back up a little bit of surface rest on there. All right, I'm on to these. Keep her in the center. Well, I got them backing plates all painted up inside and out. They're still a little rough, but not too bad. Nice and clean now. Got the spots where the brake shoes ride, nice and smooth. Same on this side. I didn't take too much meat off. There's still a little bulge there, but nice and clean now. Got a bunch of parts in the mail, so that's killer. So I got new wheel bearings. Went ahead and just got new wheel bearings, precision bearings for the axles for both sides. I got longer studs. Here's the original length of the studs, the stock. You can see the difference there. They're about another 5/8 long, so that's going to be a lot more stronger. And I'll get these bearings off. I got to cut them off with a cutting wheel and cut that collar off. I won't show that. I showed how to do that in one of my other videos. It takes about maybe 20 minutes to mess around with the collar and the bearing. I'll get the bearings off and the retainer off and clean that all up, the bearing retainer. Clean them threads all up and bash them studs out. Get these new studs in there. Got new locking lug nuts. I thought they were coming with one lock for each wheel, but I guess they're all lockers. But they seem pretty good quality. Come with the socket with the key. And those are from Speedway, Mr. Lugnut. Not too bad of a price. So I got everything for the axles over here. I went ahead and bought new wheel cylinders. Ain't gonna trust them old ones. These were 15 bucks at O'Reilly's. Brake Best brand, I guess, but you can't beat that for 15 bucks a piece. I got new gaskets for the bearing retainers, a new center section gasket, so that's cool. I got my new gas tank. There it is, the correct one. The other one was taller, and somebody had drilled holes right there for them funky straps they had. So now it's got the correct vent tube and the correct straps that bolt down to the stock location. So that's cool to have. Must be about a 16-gallon tank or so. Well, that's going to work good. I did get a new seal for here. I've got a weather stripping kit. Those are for the sweeps for the doors where the glass comes up through. A whole bunch of goodies. Wing window gaskets. I think this is door weather stripping. Rear window gasket. Windshield gasket. Hey, I'd like to thank my buddy Jeff from Hubie's Garage. He sent me a catalog, or emailed the company, and they sent me a catalog. I think it's trucks and cars, something. I'll have to get it and show it. But he had one sent to me. Thanks, Jeff. I didn't know about this place. And they got a bunch of parts for these old trucks. This is for the wing window divider. Double stick tape. The window slides up in there. I got a glove box liner. Got a dome light. I think this was like $5 for a dome light. Molding kit clip for the stainless around the back of the cab. I got all these pieces. This is a deluxe cab, so it came with the molding around here to stainless. And I only have 2 pieces of the windshield. I don't have all this stainless around here, so I just bought the standard cab. Windshield seal. Maybe over time I could find the other ones, but these are pretty bent up. So we'll just be running the standard cab windshield gasket there. Got a sending unit for the fuel tank. Looks like Christmas. It's not Christmas yet. New fuel sending unit with the float and the seal comes on there. I got this whole big box full of stuff. Got a new master cylinder. I got mirrors, side mirrors. These are pretty cool, black. Nice black mirrors for the side. I got the nice arms that go on it. A whole bunch of goodies. I got an interior rear view mirror. There's a bracket for it. I'll bust all this stuff out in time though. These are my cab corners. Which are buried in here. We'll get them back out though. We'll get them all out. There's the bolt kit for the bed. I think this was $39. Hardware store you would have spent $139 probably. It's got all the correct washers, nuts, nylon nuts, lock washers, a whole bunch of goodies. What else did I get? I got the lower interior door. Looks in pretty good quality. There's a little baby ripple right here. So that's where mine's rotted, right here on the passenger door, and on the bottom it's pretty thin. All through here is a bunch of holes. So I'm not sure how much of that I'll replace, but got plenty to work with. Then you get a whole bunch of garbage with everything you order too. You guys seen I got the center section clean. So I think I'm gonna, that line there, brake line, I got new, and I had to buy an adapter for that end of that brake line. So that brake line is going to be bent pretty tight to go to that adapter. So I'm going to replace that piece of brake line there. I got my drums over my buddy Travis's. He's turning them. And I might be able to take these over his house to get the bearings done. I'm not sure, or up to my other buddy Jim's house, maybe. So, lots to do now. Lots of parts to work with. Got to unbox all this stuff. Go over it all. What do we got in this one? Oh, new gas spout. Rubber line. There's the cab bushing. There's the new fuel neck. Came with the clamps. Came with the chrome gas cap. So that's cool. So I got everything for the fuel tank. I just went over my friend Travis's house, and this is the original line that comes off of that fuel sending unit, and it goes down through the cab. Somebody had cut it, put a piece of rubber. There's supposed to be a piece of rubber on that end right there that goes to like a filter, then it goes back to the hard line. But this one was kind of corrody, kind of rusty. I didn't want to use it. I tried flaring this line here. 5/16 transmission or fuel line, thick wall, and my flaring tool wouldn't work very good for thin wall tubing. So the guy Travis is turning my drums for me. I had him put a double flare on there, so that's going to go to my new fuel tank, and I'll bend it and cut it, have it go through the cab. I'll take that flaring nut off of there. It's still good. Clean it up. Use that flaring nut. These are hard to find in my town, so that'd be nice to have a new fuel line. And we'll check the rest of the fuel line that goes up through the rest of the frame rail up to the fuel pump. I did get new marker lights too. I got that one in there. That one's got an orange bulb in it. This one's got a clear bulb. So now I got both marker lights. Yeah. Pretty cool. I think they're like 13 bucks or something. So you can't beat that. Made in China, I'm sure. Oh, I got new door glass. I got new wing windows. The Easy Eye green. I got new door glass. I had this window all apart already and got the window to work, so I got to take it all apart again, but that's no big deal. Easy to do. And put in them new seals. It'll be nice to have the new wing window seals in here. And the door glass, I got the setting tape for in the wing window. So got lots of stuff to do now. I'll be a busy man. Working on this old truck probably. Alright guys, I guess I'm going to probably do that brake line. Or put the center section in, ready for the center section too. Alright, we'll see what happens. We'll be back. Hey guys, well, I decided to do these axle bearings before that brake line. I got the axles all cleaned up anyways, got the studs bashed out, got the bearings off of there. I cut them off, and I'll show you. So there's the coupler. I just cut a little bit. Some of you guys seen this before, know how to do it. Cut a little bit with a thin cutting wheel and smacked it with a cold chisel, and it fractured it and slid right off the axle. And look at it, I'm replacing these bearings because you can see here's the bearing, the main bearing race. Look at all them pits in there. That's where I cut it. But yeah, that bearing wouldn't have lasted too long. Even spinning it with my fingers, it sounded pretty smooth, but it was shot. There's the big bearings that go in there. They're about 7/16 big. These are killer for your grandkid's slingshot or your own. But here's the outer bearing case, and you can see it's all gallied out in there. So who knows how long someone's been running it like that. I matched them up to my new bearings. I got the right bearings. So when you go to put these axles in the big tall press, put these bearings on there, you can use this to press down on that center, because you never want to press on the outside of that or you'll hammer that bearing all up. You want to put that on there, slide that down the axle with the bearing, and put a piece of pipe onto this. Then you can push it down, and then you can beat this right back off with a chisel. It'll slide right up the axle. Then you can go and you can put that big bearing collar on there. It helps hold it on. So that's cool. Got the bearings, the old studs, go in the junk pile for the dump. The bearings, keep them around for the grandkid or me. But yep. So video's getting long again, and maybe I'll go do that brake line now. Alright guys, appreciate you watching. I got the old Bristol drag racing on. Sit here and watch this and keep hammering out on this old girl. You guys take care, take it easy. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time.